Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. Got a big college football slate today, guys. It's great to be back. We got college football week 1 here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys are followed up all season long. Going to be covering college football and NFL. So stay tuned for that. Check out all my betting links in the description below. Really good promos with FanDuel. New customers bet 5, get 200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus a free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket. Take advantage of that, guys. If you're watching college football, I'm sure you're going to be watching NFL on Sundays. Take advantage of the Sunday Ticket because it is very expensive to get. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Big slate of college games today, covering pretty much just the top 25. Unless I see some non-top 25 matchups, I'll include that. But mainly and mostly top 25 here. Starting with, and also too, all my timestamps and picks are in the description below, guys. So watch the description. Go ahead and look at the description. I get asked that every day. They're included in there. So go ahead and look at those. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Open the day off with a monster matchup. We've got Clemson on the road against Georgia. Georgia opening up as a 12.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 49. Yeah, monster matchup here. You got Georgia. Got pretty much screwed last season in the postseason. Should have been competing for a championship. I think they're angry. We saw the year Georgia had. Georgia obviously, had a dominant year. They just had that loss at Bama late in the season, and that was enough to get them out of the playoffs, which is crazy. But you saw what they did to Florida State, beating them 63-3. They really took it out on Florida State. Clemson, didn't have a horrible year. They made the postseason, or they made a bowl game. They beat Kentucky in their bowl game. Finished the season on a 5-game winning streak here. Georgia. Look, this is going to be a good matchup. Clemson, I'm just worried they didn't bring in the recruits that you would hope. They didn't really use the transfer portal. Going to get a monster matchup here. Georgia 4-1 covering in their last 5. Finished the season dominant. Dominant last year. They really, I think, should have won a championship. So they kind of got screwed over there. Yeah, I'm not betting against Georgia. Week 1, there's just no chance I'm doing it. Carson Beck, Heisman candidate, had a great year. Got a bunch of weapons. They lost Brock Bowers. Obviously Georgia's going to go through a lot of turnover just because they put a lot of guys in the NFL. But yeah, I got to take Georgia minus the points here. Defense is going to be great. Offense is going to be great. Give me the Bulldogs minus 12.5 and money line at home today. Next matchup, we got Illinois State versus Iowa. Iowa opening up as a 23.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 40.5. Iowa, the team that couldn't score last year, lost in their bowl game against Tennessee 35-0. They actually closed the season on back-to-back 0 games. They lost 35-0 and then 26-0 to Michigan. Illinois State. Not much to say about Illinois State. They're going to be up against Iowa. We know how good the Iowa D is going to be. It's always good. It's the cornerstone of Iowa football. You just hope the offense can get better, man. The offense is just absolutely abysmal. What's the offense going to look like this year? That really is the question. Can they beat this Illinois State team by? I think the defense is going to be fine. But you got to look at the numbers last year. And this was the thing that I thought was funny last year. The offensive coordinator, they had a deal. They had to score, I don't remember the number. It was like 20-something points a game or else he'd be fired. I don't know if I need to find out if he's fired or not. But they did not meet that quota. Look at their wins. 26-16, 20-14, 15-6, 10-7, 22-0, 15-13, 13-10. They didn't beat anybody by really anything, which is very sad. The offense was just horrible. I don't know if we trust the offense here. Let's see. I want to look at their last season log really quick. Yeah, I mean, you look at, they had one good win last year. That was against Western Michigan. They won 41-10. But, you know, Utah State, which they opened the season out last year, only won by 10. This team just does not score. And the unders are always usually a good hit. I just got to take the points with Illinois State. I mean, you know, this should be a game Iowa dominates, but we just can't trust the offense. Give me Illinois State plus 24 on the road today. Next matchup, we got Penn State versus West Virginia. Penn State opening up as a 7.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 49.5. Penn State, I mean, it's going to be a good game here. Penn State had a great year. You know, lost to Ole Miss in the postseason, 38-25. West Virginia, you know, coming off a North Carolina win in their bowl game, finished the season out pretty strong on a 3-game winning streak. It's going to be a tough game for West Virginia. Penn State, obviously returning Drew Allard, who was solid. And they got Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. And I'm really liking Penn State. I like the offense here. I like the defense. They're well coached. They're 6-0 covering against the Big 12. 6-0 in August. 7-0 in week 1 here. Going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a tough environment on the road here. I just think they got the weapons. They got the run game. I think you're getting them at a value. I'm buying a point just because that's the big thing with college football and football. You got to buy the point at 7 and a hook. You just got to do it. So getting them at 6.5, so they don't got to win by 2 scores. They just got to win by 1. Give me Penn State minus 6.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we got Tennessee versus Chattanooga. Tennessee opening up as a 38-point home favorite with the over-under at 56.5. Tennessee finished the season great. I mean, they coming off a 35-0 win against Iowa in the bowl game. Had a really good year. Chattanooga, I mean, they opened up their season last year losing to Bama 66-10. That's kind of the same vibe I think we're going to get here. Tennessee should have another elite season here. 15-1 at home, 7-1 in August. We've already seen so far this early season in week 1. Pretty much most of the big favorites have been coming to play. They've been putting up 40, 50 points and limiting these really no-name schools that they're paying to play to like 3 to 10 points for the most part. Yeah, big win for the Vols today. Give me Tennessee minus 38 at home. Next matchup, we got South Dakota State versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State opening up as a 9.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 54.5. This is a sneaky game for South Dakota State here. Yeah, it's just crazy. All season, whenever any of these teams that aren't legit D1s, none of these sites have their records from last year, which I think is absolutely crazy that they don't show them. So I have to look them up manually, which is extremely annoying. Let's see. Let's go to I'm looking live. We're doing this live. I mean, dominant last year. I mean, yeah, they won the FCS championship. I knew they did. Yeah, dominant last year. Yeah, this is a very sneaky game for South Dakota State here. Oklahoma State really needs to watch out. This is kind of like the Colorado-North Dakota State game. North Dakota State got the cover. Same exact vibe I'm getting. Oklahoma State had a very good year. Beat A&M in their bowl game. Yeah, South Dakota State, I mean, they win championships. They are a really good FCS team. They are no joke. 5-0 covering on the road. 5-0 covering in week 1. 6-0 covering the spread here. Yeah, I'm really liking South Dakota State. They play well. They're very well coached. I'm buying the point. This is very sneaky. This line is the way it is for a reason. South Dakota State getting a lot of respect. Buying a point, give me South Dakota State plus 10.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Akron versus Ohio State. Ohio State opening up as a 47.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 57.5. Yeah. Should be a dominant game for Ohio State. Akron finished 1-9 in their last 10. Absolutely horrible season for Akron. Ohio State, you'd say it was a bad season for them, losing their last 2. They lost to Michigan, which pretty much got them out of the playoffs. They lost to Missouri 14-3. Disappointing outing in the bowl game here. I expect a huge bounce back from Ohio State. Akron 1-19 against the Big Ten. Ohio State 20-0 against the MAC. 7-0 in August. 5-0 covering on a Saturday at home. Yeah. I'm not trusting Akron here. We're going to get a big game from Ohio State. Throw them in a teaser. That's what I recommend, guys. Throw all these teams that are big favorites in teasers. Make them take like 7-10 points off, if not higher. That's my recommendation. But yeah, no chance we're trusting Akron here. I'm just not doing it. Give me Ohio State minus the points at home. Next matchup, we've got the Colorado State Rams versus the Texas Longhorns. Texas opening up as a 34.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 60. Colorado State, not the best year. Finished 5-5 in their last 10. Kind of had a very mid-year. Texas losing to Washington 37-31 in their bowl game. Had a great season. Big monster expectations for Texas in the SEC now. Colorado State 1-8 on the road, 0-7 covering in week 1. Texas 7-0 at home, 6-0 in August. Yeah, we're expecting big things from Texas here. Yeah, Quinn Ewers prime for a dominant season here. They added some guys in, obviously, in the transfer portal. They got really better on both sides. There's just no way I can back Colorado State. Texas should be able to dominate on defense and offense here. Yeah, got to take the Longhorns here. I just think they got to start the season out right. Dominant win against Colorado State. Yeah, I got to take the Longhorns minus the points at home. Next matchup, we got Miami versus Florida. Miami opening up as a 2.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Yeah, getting in a classic Miami-Florida rivalry game here. Miami, not a great year. Losing to Rutgers in their bowl game. They just did not play well last year. Neither did Florida. Finished the season on a 5-game losing streak. Yeah, just not a good season from Florida. And obviously both teams, a lot of changes. Still not in love with Florida with the quarterback situation. I do not like their quarterback. I just don't think he's that good. I expect a better season from Miami. We've seen a lot of changes with this team. They're 5-2 against Florida, 6-1 covering against Florida here. I expect a much better Miami team. And Miami got Cam Ward, who is a very good quarterback from Washington State. I think that fixes their quarterback situation they've had. Because, Van Dyke last year, absolutely horrible. I think people want Florida to be great. They have such a big fan base, but man, they just haven't recruited well, personally. And I like Miami. I think the offense is going to be very good for Miami this year. Give me Miami minus 2.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we got Furman versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss opening up as a 42.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 60. Not much to say about Furman. I mean, Ole Miss is paying this team. Ole Miss should beat the daylight out of them. High hopes for Ole Miss this season. They're coming off a Penn State bowl game win, 38-25. Had a great year. I mean, they're ranked all year. Great season. Only losses were against Georgia and Bama. So, that's usually how it goes in the SEC. Ole Miss 7-0 at home, 7-1 in August, and then 10-4 covering in week 1. I just expect a big season for the Rebels. They got really good, or a lot better in the transfer portal, offensively and defensively. Expect another prime year for Ole Miss. They should dominate Furman today. So give me Ole Miss minus the points at home. Next matchup, we got Tennessee Martin versus Kansas State. Kansas State opening up as a 36-point home favorite with the over-under at 56.5. Not much to say about Tennessee Martin. They opened up their season last year against Georgia, losing 48-7. Kind of what I expected here. Kansas State had a solid year, finished 7-3 in their last 10. Played very well. They are 8-1 in August, 7-1 covering at home here, 6-0 in week 1. I just expect a big opener for Kansas State here. Starting the season outranked, so a lot of high hopes for Kansas State this season. I expect them to dominate Tennessee Martin. I don't think they're a real threat or anything. Give me Kansas State minus the points at home. Next matchup, we got Western Kentucky versus Bama. Bama opening up as a 31.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 59.5. Western Kentucky, going to be tough opening up against Bama. They got TJ Finley as the quarterback, who I don't think is very good, to be honest. Western Kentucky, they made a bowl game last year, but not really a great year. They did win their bowl game. Bama lost to Michigan 27-20 in their bowl game. Not a great year, obviously. No Nick Saban. The Nick Saban era is over. We'll see how the Washington coach does with Bama. Obviously, Bama's returning, quality talent. They got Jalen Milroe, who's going to be very good. We're just going to see, because I just feel like it's going to be a drop-off year for Bama. They can still be good. They're still ranked high. I think they'll probably still be good, but are they going to be dominant to what we've seen Nick Saban do? I just don't know. I'd have to see it. Luckily, they still got the recruits. They did lose recruits when Saban left, because people go there for Saban. So I don't think they're going to have the recruits that we're used to seeing. They still got great talent, but we're going to see what happens. But Western Kentucky, I'm not too concerned with. I think Bama has the dominant game at home. They're 15-0 against Conference USA, 8-0 covering in week 1. I think they dominate Western Kentucky. I just think the offense and defense is too good. But Bama going to have a tough season. So there's going to be games that are going to be very tough for Bama. But Western Kentucky, I'm not too concerned with. I think they should be able to dominate here. Give me Bama minus 31.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Fresno State versus Michigan. Michigan opening up as a 21-point home favorite with the over-under at 45.5. Fresno, they made a bowl game last year, beat New Mexico State, but not really a great year. And then Michigan, national champions, beating Washington, dominating them 34-13. Just dominated all last season. The defense and offense, just unbelievable. Obviously they had a lot of turnover. Lost Blake Corum, lost JJ McCarthy, and obviously lost Jim Harbaugh. So a lot of turnover there. This one's going to be tough. I would think it'll be tough. We're going to see what Michigan looks like. I just think they're going to be dominant. We'll see what the quarterback situation looks like, but man, I think you're getting Michigan out of value. Fresno State, nothing to be concerned about. Michigan, 20-0 at home, 8-0 against the Mountain West, 5-1 covering in their last 6, 7-2 covering on a Saturday. I think you're getting Michigan at a really good value here. Defensively, they're going to be great defensively. Offensive, maybe they struggle a little bit offensively. I don't know. But the run game's still going to be there. They're still going to pound the rock. I think they're going to be fine. I just think the defense will be too much for Fresno State here. I think you're getting Michigan out of value today. Going to buy a half a point. Taking the champs at home. Give me Michigan minus 20.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Idaho versus Oregon. Oregon opening up as a 44-point home favorite with the over-under at 62.5. Not too concerned with Idaho. Oregon, dominant season last year. Beat Liberty in their bowl game 45-6. Had that tough loss against Washington 34-31, which kind of ruined their season. They lost to Washington twice last season, but brought in Dylan Gabriel from the portal. So there's no drop off at quarterback. They got probably better at quarterback, honestly. Idaho 0-20 against the Pac-12. They cannot win against the Pac-12. 2-12 on the road here. Oregon 8-0 at home. 5-0 against the Big Sky. 14-4-1 covering on a Saturday. I mean, yeah, Dylan Gabriel. You saw how he's been really good in college. I think with this offense, the coaching, offense and defense, Oregon's going to be great here. They got a great skill positions. Should have a great showing at home here. Give me Oregon minus the points at home. Next matchup, got a good ranked matchup. Only two ranked matchups today. We got Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. A&M opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over-under at 46.5. Yeah, going to be a battle here. Notre Dame, not the best season, Had those tough losses against Clemson, Louisville, and Ohio State. Finished the season on a 3-game winning streak, beating Oregon State 40-8 in their bowl game. A&M, bad season. I mean, had the 5 losses, coming off a Oklahoma State loss in the bowl game. Just not a good game from A&M, or not a good season from A&M. Notre Dame 5-1 covering in their last 6. They're 5-0 in August, 14-4 on the road here. We're going to see if A&M gets better this year. I mean, A&M pretty much has high expectations every year. They're 1-5-1 covering on a Saturday. I like Notre Dame here. Brought in Riley Leonard from Duke, who was good. He was dealing with the injuries at Duke, but healthy. Riley Leonard was very good for Duke. So, I think they got a solid quarterback there. The A&M defense was pretty bad last year, and you're going to get very good offensive production, I think, from Notre Dame, and defense. They've always been a tough defensive team here. I'm buying the 0.5 point. I think you're getting Notre Dame in a value today. Going to be a good one. Give me Notre Dame plus 3.5 on the road. Then the last matchup, we've got New Mexico versus Arizona. Arizona opening up as a 30-point home favorite with the over-under at 59. New Mexico, they've already played a game so far this season. They lost to Middle Tennessee State 35-31. Then Arizona, big expectations for Arizona. They got a great young quarterback who looked dominant last year. Finished the season on a 7-game winning streak. Beat Oklahoma in their bowl game 38-24. Have one of the better receivers in the league in McMillan. This offense is going to be very good. They're 6-0 covering at home, 6-1 in August, 7-1 covering on a Saturday. New Mexico, 2-11 against the Pac-12, 2-12 on the road here. Yeah, high expectations for Arizona. Offensively, going to be tough for New Mexico to stop them. I think it's a dominant win for Arizona. Give me Arizona minus 30 at home today. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.